Welcome to another edition of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle. During this hour, we're bringing you highlights from some of our shows focused on youth, community, and lifestyle. Please be sure to give us a follow on all of our social platforms. First up, we take a look at the Washington Commanders as they host a holiday shopping spree for local youth. On How to Steam Your Dreams, the participants of the Wavebreaker Cup react to the gameplay footage from the tournament. Then on Read Science, Kimberly, Arcand, and Watzke talk all things comets and astrology. Finally, on Pitt Sports Zone, Washington football legend Robert Griffin III partners up with USAA to donate cars to active duty soldiers ahead of the Army vs. Navy game. Thank you for tuning in to this week's programming of Bowie TV's Youth, Community, and Lifestyle.
When I say dogwood, you say dragons. Dogwood! Dragons! Woo!
We're here with No Miss at Target. Was able to come in here and bless the kids, spread the holiday cheer. Merry Christmas to everybody.
What's up, guys? Jeremy Reeves here. We're here at Ruston Target, here with Dogwood Elementary. Just enjoying a little holiday cheers from Christmas shopping with the kids, man. Just kind of taking me back to that point where I was a kid and just enjoying this time of year. It's an awesome experience. We had a great time, as you can hear. These kids have been, super, and, we just having a great time. We did a little bit of PS5, a little Xbox, a little bit of everything, but I think the hit toy was the Xbox, or the PlayStation coupon or gift card. So they'll make good use of that, I'm sure.
Get better.
Just teamwork.
Teamwork. Nice. So we didn't get my man Kevin because he didn't get to play the game, but Kevin will play the game. And so what is XPG's overall goal? And let's talk about how the importance of esports is, like e-gaming and Apple Bowl as a whole. Like why do you think this is important for kids and young people to be involved in STEAM activities?
So, my understanding, I have a good understanding. So, I would think because there's math and all this kind of stuff involved with engineering, science, stuff like that. It's like such a good program. And I feel like every single person in the Baltimore should go to, every single person should go to the Steam Your Dreams YouTube channel, Steam by Sports, and teach us subscribe because their stuff is absolutely amazing. So, my mom, all of us here, I'm pretty sure all of us here like it because it incorporates schooling and gaming. And we know we all like gaming. Who doesn't like gaming?
Yeah.
And a big 25.
Yeah, who doesn't?
So I just want to say thank you to Coach Roman, thank you to Coach Justin, and a big thank you, to Mr. Big Yikes himself for the name.
Big yikes.
One thing about the game is very fun and there's no very violence.
Yes, no violence.
Not
So
that
how does it
much.
feel to play a game with no violence and still have fun? I'm here with the XPG squad, XPG1 and XPG2. Really, it's one XPG. But for that tournament, you guys had to separate. So how did it feel, going against each other and you guys are really teammates? So how did it feel to practice or spar against each other?
I mean, it really felt crazy because we were trying to do the thing, and Josiah came, and then we were like, okay, y'all guys put up, and we're like, okay, it's gonna be weird. And then once we figured it out,
And then
But once you got into the game and y'all got into the game, like, it seemed like y'all actually kind of forgot that you guys were teammates.
I
Because
forgot this guy was on my team. I was just like, okay, he's another enemy. I think I beat the enemy. Until I win.
low key, I didn't forget.
you didn't forget.
Really, like I didn't forget. Like I knew, like the whole XBG, like its whole XBG, but like we're separate. It just felt weird to me.
So what was your strategies going against your teammate? And you had both of y'all had new teammates. So what was your strategies that you used? You know, what was your reaction to the game? Like, how did you implement your teammates? Because y'all got implementing them real quick. So Dwayne, tell us how'd you like the game? Like, what was the game play like? Because you was the rookie of the day, bro.
The gameplay was very nice. One of my strategies is once they get like close to the goal, spray them with ink.
Yeah, you were the one that was doing the black. Y'all kept saying, who was doing that black ink cloud, bro? That was you. That was your secret move. Okay, that was good that you utilized that strategy.
Also, one of our strategies, what we do, since I was like been here for a while, I would be the aggressor, they would be the blocker.
So that's something. That's something that y'all practiced when y'all were doing y'all practice rounds, like before when y'all was on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were testing with me, my cousin, and him. So and Dwayne. So we figured out that Omi was the best one for me, and then Gibby was the best one. Was it Gibby? Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it was Gibby. And Gibby was the best one. Them two. And then once we figured that out.
Oh, that was a good strategy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Low key, I just imagine myself being back in the first tournament. Like even though like before the first tournament even started, I imagine myself like actually practicing with Aiden. And like I just try my best.
You did a good job, bro.
Yeah.
But what was your strategy, Johannes, when you learned your first time playing the game? What did you like about the gameplay?
It was nice. It was nice. I liked when I got second place, even though I was new.
Right. What was your strategy though? Like, how did the game play? Was it easy to play? Was it hard to play? Was the buttons? All right. So yeah. So you guys actually were pioneers because it was actually the first sanctioned Aqua Bowl League tournament for this year's Ocean Bowl. The Ocean Bowl was like our Super Bowl for the Ocean Esports Games, Esteem Your Dream. And we had it at Maps Technology, which was a really amazing. So Maps Technology is like the only place in Baltimore right now that you can actually go in there and play the game and develop your skills and work on the game. So with that being said, what did you guys win? Some of you guys win for that tournament. Because I know you guys came in first place, XPG1 and XPG2 came in second place, even though XPG2 had a bye. You know what I mean? I think XPG1 just because they kept playing, they was warmed up. I ain't gonna lie, Josiah. I'm just starting some controversy, Josiah. Big yikes controversies.
I just want to say this before I go on to the prizes. We were warm. Yeah, we were warm. But this guy still played some rounds against us. He played a couple rounds. He was warm too. I'm just saying, because of this, I have bragging rights. So I'm going to utilize the bragging rights as much as I can.
Wow.
Wow. That's it.
Dang.
Right now, so what we won was basically a pair of gaming headphones for anything. Here's a new cords, but for Ocean Bowl, for the real Ocean Bowl, a couple months ago, we had a trophy, a couple monies, and
what did you win this tournament besides the headphone? Didn't you just some of you guys won exclusive rights to go into the Max Gator Lounge?
You can use like the headphones for like gaming or just watching shows or listening to music.
Nice. So let me ask you a question. So when you guys won the first place prize, you guys won some free time at Maps. So how did you feel about winning the free time to play games at Maps Technology?
It felt very, very nice.
Are you going to go back to Maps Technology and play the games?
Yeah.
Nice. What about you, Aiden and Josiah and Johanna?
So I like Maps Technologies. I feel like it's a perfect place for me. I mean, like one of the perfect places for me to like actually practice the game because one of the because the school is one of the places like I'm actually comfortable with, like So there's three things. One, like wherever the Ocean Bowl tournament is at, I feel very comfortable with that. At this school, cross country, and Maps Technologies. Like I really like all of these places because it just makes me feel very special.
For all that are out there, I just want to tell y'all, keep your dreams up.
Like Kevin said, I want you to keep your dreams up. But most of all, pay attention in school. Because a lot of people who pay attention in school be good in life. That's how we got here. That's how Brother Nance chose us. That's how we created the XPG gaming tournament. Not the tournaments. That's how we created XPG. So if you want to get like good things in life, you want to do good things, be a good person in life, you gotta keep grades up. I noticed a little Timmy out there who has a bunch of decent grades.
It's all about them. They are our North Star. Together, we're thrilled to welcome you to the very first Aqua Bowl League Cup.
X plus Y and A plus B
right
equals
here at the
4.
amazing MAP Technologies Gaming Lounge in downtown. Huge shout out to the owner and community leader, Mike Feast. What up, Mike? For partnering with us to make this event possible. Thanks to Coach Jameer from Omega Sci-Fi chapter here right here in Baltimore, and Mr. Hopewell and Mr. Nance for bringing the toys down. We also have work for us, so let's go, gamers.
Why is so diabolical?
You go see people.
Who's that?
A random kid from YouTube.
This tournament is brought to you by Steam Your Dreams.
That looks so big. It's huge. It's like,
My favorite grandkids.
I think that's Starbucks.
No, that's Burger King. No, that's not Burger King. Dunkin' Donuts. Oh.
That thing looks amazing. I can't wait to go there.
Well, maybe give me a birthday party here. It's really big.
No. Don't die on this. No.
Oh.
But then don't forget to send me this video.
XPG1, that's me. XPG1, let's go, Aiden.
XPG2. That's Angel.
Yeah, it's
Angel.
XPG2 is over there.
What's that Marvel thingy back there? Goku. You have some Goku posts, some Marvel, some of my favorite series and movies.
Oh, it's just so fun or whatever. Alright, here's some actual games. Let's go!
Let's go!
The DJ that was invisible, the invisible DJ was great.
You was actually putting on some good songs.
You can wishlist this game on Steam, I'm pretty sure. If you wanna play the game, you can wish it on Steam. I think I gotta check out. Alright, here's some games. This is Triple G versus XPG1.
Go.
See, we didn't use a strat. We didn't use a strat really much this game.
Yeah,
No,
I know. I'm
me.
player.
No,
That's
you're
me right there. I'm player 4.
Wait, no, that wasn't me.
No,
the
player.
octopus was
The octopus is my cousin.
Yeah, that was your cousin.
Let's go, bro. XPG1 in that, bro. XPG1 in that.
Who y'all were versing right there?
The Triple G's. Right there. Triple G's.
Oh.
And we actually... We blocked...
Don't use both of your things. We use both of our things, though.
They were trying it.
It looked
They were
like
trying
they
it.
trying so
But
hard.
this
And they
is-
won, and they got our thing this time. They got...
Yeah.
I gotta tell Nathan, bro. He got cooked so bad. I'm put this on.
They blaming it on
Nathan was in there?
Angel.
Yeah, bro.
They
And the
blaming
octopus has so much
Angel.
energy. The
The
octopus
octopus
is...
definitely had a lot of energy.
That's why I told him to be octopus. And bro, I hit him with my special move, bro. I hit for the controller. I go, there's like a thumbstick. I go to like, boom,
And it
boom.
wants you to go
That's what
twice.
I play Fortnite, so like, I have that movement. I already have that movement.
Yeah, you definitely that little move you did with the spin.
Yeah, I did on Josiah. I went to,
He said,
no, I'm not going that way.
He's going
I went some
a
psycho
little
on
curve.
Josiah. Bro,
But
they
he-
only got 1 point, G.
But they was actually doing
How much
good.
did y'all left them behind?
Bro, you gotta watch the video. I don't know. They got that one. They got that one right there. So it was 2-3 right now. It's 2-3. My favorite.
This was
I
actually
can
a
watch
good
this
game.
video at home.
Now it's a 3-3. Now this was where I was getting tense.
You
Well, I was
locked
gonna
in
guess.
at this point.
But guess what, bro? You gotta watch the video.
At first-
We're not gonna show the video because you gotta watch it yourself, G's.
Yo,
G's on the camera right there. You gotta watch it yourself. This is just a reaction. And we still score like that, bro. We score like that.
we good like that. We true to that.
We don't like that. We're gonna.
We
I don't
true
know.
to that.
Right,
Let's go.
yeah, that was, I see that y'all were intense.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
intense. That was
That was
an intense
intense.
game right there, not online.
With the triple G's versus XG1. Whew.
Yeah,
Got me sweating on my boots.
yeah, that was
Not
actually-
really, but
That was
metaphor. It's just a
actually-
metaphor. Just a metaphor.
Yeah,
I hit him with the veteran move.
but at first I was just.
Bro, I almost got a goal right there. Why are you saying me like that, brother? That was 5. And then that's a game. Saying that.
That's
3-5.
game. That's game.
Triple G's XPG. No, I just said that. Oh, never mind.
No.
We're gonna let you know. XPG,
At first I was
XPG,
confused.
XPG 1-9. We're just gonna let you
And
know.
I was
I don't care.
confused again.
Alright, now it's a 6-3. We're getting
No, I
Triple G's
wasn't-
XPG.
I
And
wasn't
XPG 6.
confused. You told me to stay at the goal, so I stayed at the goal.
Yep. That's our thing. That's our thing.
Strategy.
Why do you keep saying me?
I don't know.
Let's
Let's go.
Yo, why did they bleep out when the ball got glitched? I wanted that to be there. I got some code from make up a secret for bloopers. And I absolutely hit him with a veteran move. I hit him with that.
The ball got stuck.
I hit
I
circle.
did.
I'm not gonna tell you all my secrets.
Yeah, we ain't telling all our secrets.
Our secrets are not meant. They're secrets for a reason.
Right there.
Bro, it's literally a 3. It's literally a 3.
And I stayed.
Bro, guys, it's a right now. It's a 3-6.
I was like,
I mean,
so-
3-7. Yeah, 3-7. It's 3-7 right now.
Mm.
And then you hit him with that ink cloud. The ink cloud.
But yeah, it's
Right now, it's a 4-7. 4-7. It's a score right now. Triple G's versus XG1. 4-7. If they get one more, oh my god! I hit him with that spin move, G. I hit him with that spin move,
yeah, you hit him with the spin move.
bro. I think their controller glitching.
Yeah,
This was Dwayne. Let's go.
And
we got
he
the 3.
scored again.
And now it's 8-3. I mean 8-4. 8-4. It's 8-4. It's 8-4.
Yeah,
No, I'm
it's
talking
8-4.
about. No, I'm talking about like plus other bit. So it's 8-4 right now.
Yeah, 8-4. Look at this. Look at this.
What they doing, bro?
And you
Oh,
know
then
I
we took
have-
it. Then did Dwayne took it? Then Dwayne took it.
I took it and we scored like that.
9-4.
Let's do this.
9-4.
9-4, we did this. And you can see they put the ball.
They try to block us.
But that didn't work. I had to, you know what I had
Did
to
Dwayne needed it?
I needed it.
Let's go,
And
bro.
you did a terrible ball.
And I went barreling through it.
You went through it. You grabbed
Let's
the ball.
go.
You grabbed it.
4-10.
And that was
4-10.
good.
4-10, baby. Doing right there. Alright, bro.
My favorite thing about like the end screen is this little man dancing.
Yeah. Alright, now, if you watch the video, you know who's going up. But if you don't know, you don't know.
Big yikes, and Aiden is talking real big crap out here. He talking real big yikesies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm talking big yikesies to Josiah team. I'm not talking big yikesies to the Triple G.
All right, not to the Triple G's. Here we all one community.
I'm
All
talking
right,
big
so who's
yikesies.
playing right here?
So right now,
This is Joanne with Read Science. We are here, and I'm here today, of course, with my co-host, Jeff Schomeyer. We have today with us a pair of co-authors, and they're a great team because they've put a lot of books together. Let's start with their newest. It's their first book is Magnitude, the Scale of the Universe, and this one is recent. Their previous one was a book called Light. I'm going to lose my headphones. Light, the Visible Spectrum and Beyond. And these are two great picture books. And then one that's a little more, well, it's got pictures, but more text heavy is Your Ticket to the Universe, a guide to exploring the cosmos. I hear this is not how the cover should look. But we welcome today Kimberly Arcand and Megan Watzke. You guys say hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Starting, Megan Watzke likes to share, and I'm quoting from her, the wonders of science with the widest possible audience, which is what we really like to hear at Read Science. She has a bachelor's degree in astronomy and astrophysics from the University of Michigan, the master's degree in science journalism from Boston University. She's been a public affairs specialist for the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, and also the press officer for NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory. Here at Read Science, where science communication is our thing, we're always happy to talk with people who write, and I'm quoting again, Megan sees endless opportunities moving forward to improve the connection that people have with science. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yes, Jeff, you always do the introductions so much nicer than I do. Sorry, Kim. Okay, so Kimberly Arcand is the visualization lead for NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory, which has its headquarters in Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory in Cambridge, Massachusetts. You're an award-winning producer and director, it says here, and a leading expert in studying the perception and comprehension of high-energy data visualization across the novice to expert spectrum. So what I'm very excited about is the fact that you were a molecular biologist before this, and you've been able to bring those skills to space study and exploration and explanation. Welcome, we're so glad you could come.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
And we let Jeff throw out the first question.
Oh, I get the first question. Okay.
Yeah, you always do.
That's true. I want to establish a sort of broad base from the first book, which I have back here, but you can't see it. So here I'm holding up Magnitude, which is a very lovely book, as we've seen from, I have to remember, from this press, I don't have the right glasses on to read, that it's from Black Dog Leventhal Publishers, who put out very nice books. And I want to clarify and then get an idea from you how you came about what the idea of magnitude is here. We're not talking about magnitude as just big things, as you might say, oh, such magnitude. But we're talking about magnitude as an idea that's very familiar to me as a physicist, that relates to things that can be measured, and then relating that to the universe. So tell us about magnitude, why you're doing it, and what magnitude really means.
I can go ahead and start, and Kim can jump in if she wants. So magnitude means a lot of things. You know, obviously in sort of everyday language, it means, you know, heaviness or weight or importance. But what we mean here is in sort of a scientific, mathematical sense. And that means being able to compare the size or the amount of something to something else. And the concept really came, you know, partly from our day job where we are constantly talking about things that are really large, things that are really massive, things that are really hot. And we had to explain them in a way that is relatable. And often things in space are at some extreme end of a range. And so how do you really make that relevant for a non-expert? So, you know, we are very much both big fans of the powers of 10. And that was one amazing way to sort of simply depict the range of physical size. Back in the day, I think Kim said yesterday, it's 40 years ago this year, that movie came out, or a version came out. Anyhow, excuse me. So what we wanted to do with this book was to show that there's this amazing range, not just on physical size, but on multiple physical phenomena, speed, pressure, rotation. There's, I can't remember the exact number, 13 or 14 different topics that we like to, share and explore that range of magnitude in each and every one of those. So it sort of starts with our day job and explaining the amazing things that space sort of, can, shows examples, but it really, there's so many examples throughout our daily lives too. That's also the impetus to come up with a book like this.
Yeah, exactly. So as Megan mentioned, we've been working for the Chandrix Observatory for a long time. So Megan and I have been working together for a while. And that means we've fielded a lot of questions from the public at events and talks, through emails, through social media. And one of the biggest questions that's always on repeat is this idea of scale and magnitude. How big is this? How dense is this? How fast is it? Like, what are these sizes and how do we relate to them? And we've done a little bit of research on that as well through the Astronomy and Aesthetics project that kind of tries to figure out how both experts and non-experts look at different kinds of scientific objects, mostly astronomical, but also others, and then how they're able to comprehend different issues of scale and what questions they have. So this book felt kind of like a natural extension from those questions and those issues that we're constantly having to grapple with. Because you can talk about something being, 30 light years across, but what does that mean? And as she mentioned, a major reference point for us has been that Powers of 10 movie. And it was such a beautifully done video at the time, 40 years ago this year. Yeah. And to be able to take that and expand it into different subject matter. So it's not just the distance scale, but also, as Megan mentioned, whether it's pressure, density, area, and try to make that relatable to things we can, grasp a little bit more firmly down here on Earth.
In a previous life, I worked on a space shuttle experiment that did a physics experiment on orbit. And our particular experiment was critical phenomena, and we dealt with things like microkelvins and microgravity and all of these things. And so I see now, obviously, the connections. Like, you've been public affairs, science outreach people with Chandra, and the two questions I think that always came up when we were trying to talk to people and prepare statements about our experiment was, one, what's it good for? That takes a long time to figure out, but it's certainly worth knowing to tell taxpayers who are paying the bill. And the other one was, well, how big is that really? What can you relate that to? It's like, so suddenly I see, it's like, I can imagine exactly where that question came from. And so magnitude here struck me as two things, both of which are so far back that I don't remember having to learn them, but I think people find difficult to grapple with. And the one is the idea, it's like all these things that can be measured that you're talking about. You're talking about distance, you're talking about surface area, volume, acceleration, mass, and pretty much all the things that seem to be oddly central to physics. Like, this is all the stuff that I learned about it the very first time in physics. But then also this problem of orders of magnitude. An amazing thing that becomes everyday shorthand in my scientific community, but what does orders of magnitude mean is a really exciting thing to get at, and then trying somehow to relate things that are a gazillion times bigger than these things that are a billion times smaller than that when it comes to looking at their distance from us, their weight, their mass, their length, and things. Okay, now I'm rambling.
Well, I noticed something. I noticed that when you could, you sort of repeated a structure or a concept in each, each dimension or each concept, right? So if, red blood cells kept appearing through, so whether you talked about size or area or, velocity or, all these things were repeated. And I certainly felt that was intentional.
Yeah, and actually we weren't sure if that would seem odd at first, and we talked about it with our editor because we repeated supernova remnants a lot. So we both work pretty heavily with data on supernova remnants. Obviously, because of our day job, the Chandrix Observatory takes unparalleled images of exploded stars and X-ray light, and I think our department does a really good job of helping to visualize those specific objects in these beautiful ways. But they can be still really difficult to talk about and to translate into scales that can be understood. So I think repeated Cassiopeia A as one specific example of a supernova remnant a couple times, and I think we had another supernova remnant in there as well that felt useful to us because you can talk about the area of a supernova remnant, and that's one thing, but you can also talk about the energy output, and that's something totally different. But when you can kind of get some of these pieces of the same type of object and then still keep relating them to other types of things, it's, I think, really helpful for that idea of relevance and being able to relate to them. With Cassiopeia A, I talk about it like nonstop, as Megan knows. She's probably sick of hearing me bring it up as an example. Because like every talk I give, every possible thing I write about, it's always Cassie. It's this beautiful star that exploded many times the size of our sun. It's collapsed, ran out of energy, then exploded all over the place. So when we're looking at an object like that and we talk about how much area it might take up, now it's been expanding for 10,000 plus years. So it's, really quite big right now. And if you say, if you're looking at an image of Cassiopeia A and it's 30 light years across, all right, a light year is about 10 trillion kilometers. So you kind of can get a sense of that, but still, what does that mean? And then when you kind of extrapolate it down to the fact that the area of Cassiopeia A is about 40 million billion times the surface area of our star, and you can toss in the other 8 planets because they don't really matter at that scale, but that size difference is really interesting to be able to relate to. And the same thing when you talk about its energy output, or even our other book on light, I think we talked about the idea of atomic collisions in that one, and how you can relate that, something's going on in this beautiful pulsar and it's very far away, 25,000 light years or more, but something very similar happens in a neon sign that you see at the diner. So when you can get those kind of extrapolations and understand that there is a similar process going on here, it just gives you another, frame of reference for your own interaction with that information.
Yeah, I mean, I think just to build on what Kim said, I think if there is a common thread of all the things that we've done in our careers as have gone on, I think it's trying to make people understand or convince them that science isn't some other thing that happens with a small segment of people. Science is all around us, and it's something that everyone can appreciate and should hopefully feel not, scared of or intimidated by, because I feel like what we're trying to do is to sort of make those connections between maybe something that seems like something totally foreign and esoteric, like whether it's a supernova remnant. We want to make sure people understand that those same physical processes affect them in their daily lives, and also that these concepts are things that they can understand. It's just you need to have it explained well to you. It's not that there are, science people and non-science people. It's that there's sort of poor explanations and good explanations, good teachers, bad teachers, whatever. So anyhow, that's one of the overarching big picture goals I think for our books is to make those connections for people, so that people understand that science is all around us, and they can learn that the scientific process isn't something foreign or weird, or especially I think in this day and age we really need to work on making maybe not scientific literacy such a priority, maybe even just scientific receptivity. People are not so scared of science, and these books are one of our small steps to try to do that, I think, is because we feel like it's so important for people to feel comfortable with science.
So I want to just show this page. There's a lot of, all the pages are great, but yeah.
I know that Labrador.
I know, this Labrador just caught my eye. So yay, props to your illustrator. But we start with the electron to DNA to a human eyelash, which, not many people are thinking, oh, that has some mass, doesn't it? And yeah, to the dog, to the Hubble. And yeah, as we go on, we've got the blue whale, I think.
Yes.
I can't turn the page, but yes. the blue whale, Halley's Comet, you know, and I felt like, that's right. I don't sit around and say, oh, Halley's Comet has mass, but of course I know it does. I took physics, the Earth, and we've got a black hole and a galaxy cluster. And I felt it was really wonderful the way you go from very small to very big, or very slow to very fast. You know, everything goes, it scales up.
Yeah, and you know, you talked about, you mentioned the illustrations too, and that was another thing that we've never done before this book, is to, you know, have a whole book of illustrations. I'm a data person, so I'm usually like images, data, you know, great. But with this topic, it really made sense to think about it differently. And I think the infographics provide a really nice continual visual that helps ground the whole book. In this idea of cohesiveness and relevance. The illustrator that our editor hooked us up with, Katie Peak, is an astrophysicist. So it was just like a perfect partnership to be able to get all of these topics illustrated so well to kind of help get those concepts across, you know?
Right, right. Yes, exactly. How do you do the mass density of the universe, you know?
Right. Exactly.
It's amazing. The
And
way
especially when we get down to the really small sizes, you can't really image that stuff directly. Or when you talk about things like black holes, you can't image that directly. So there was a lot in this book that I think it made sense to take this different visualization approach through these infographics. And I just love the way they came out. Like, it feels very, like it's telling a very visual story. And I definitely appreciated the way Katie was able to do that so beautifully.
Well, there, you know, as I was reading through the book, after we received our copies, I was thinking, I want to give this to our school physics teacher. You know,
yeah.
I have a feeling he would love to have that in his library at school. And I have this feeling like at the holidays when this book is on the coffee table, people will be pouring through it because it's just, it's lovely, and it displays concepts. And my kids are very physics minded, so I think they're going to love it.
Great. We
I'm
hope
always
so.
happy to hear that. How foreign is the idea that physics works the same in distant galaxies as it does inside the human body? This is another thing that we, you know, from the beginning, and the excitement of Newton's universal law of gravitation was realizing that gravity is something that makes the apple fall on his head, but it's also the thing that keeps the moon in orbit. And it's easy for me to forget that that was a great new idea and a unifying element that physics and then chemistry, and then we assume that they appear to work the same every place and at every scale. That really is a pretty remarkable thing.
Yeah, I think, you know, it depends on who you ask, right? If you talk to a scientist, they'll say, of course, right? That's sort of a given. Am I frozen, or is just Jeff frozen?
You're fine.
Oh, okay, sorry. I wasn't sure. It looked like there was a technical difficulty. So I feel like the concept of sort of this universality of science is not as well known as those of us who work in science think it is. I think people feel, you know, especially since there's so much pseudoscience out there, I think there's this sort of, unfortunately, a sort of, in certain segments of the population, there's a lack of understanding about how science works, and that the processes we're talking about for something that's either inside the body or on a microscopic scale or on a cosmic scale can have the same physics and underlying processes and rules and laws as do the things that you see walking down the street. And that's how our world works. I mean, we take, science is so embedded into our society and our lives. I mean, even just looking at your cell phone, I mean, how does that work? It works based on the understanding of, you know, lots of different science, including a little bit of relativity thrown in there with, you know, for GPS and all sorts of things. So I think that understanding that science is not some quote other entity, but it's just part of our lives on a micro and on a daily and on a macro scale is not as well recognized as I think science people might think it is. So that's one of the reasons why we try to always tie the exotic or the unusual or the exciting science back down to sort of, relatable ways for everyday experience to show that they're not fundamentally different. They're just really cool examples of an extreme or something that maybe you don't see every day, but it's connected to your everyday experience, if that makes sense.
Good morning. All right, we are officially 3 days away from the greatest game on earth, the 126th Army-Navy football game. Go Army, beat Navy, who? I'd like to welcome all of you to the 2025 National Auto Body Council Recycle Rides event. It is an honor to be here in Baltimore and in front of the USS Constellation. This region is home to more than 30,000 currently serving and over 300,000 veterans. That's a lot of people. I used to live here too, so I know it's a fact. Events such as this one allow us to show our gratitude to all who served and to recognize the sacrifices made by those in uniform and their families. Today, we are honored with their attendance and their guests who received their vehicles today in front of friends and family. In 1922, USAA was formed for the military by the military. And our focus is making sure we take care of our members every single day and facilitate their financial security. Much like the Army-Navy game, we have rich traditions like Beat Navy. At USAA, serving the military community is what we do. And our military affairs and affinity teams keep us connected to the nonprofit agencies serving the very community that we stand in today. We're grateful for these partnerships and the collaboration to identify our NABC Recycle Rides recipients. And today, let me tell you about the Army guy right here. Specialist Patrick Huber served 6 years with deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq and was honorably discharged in 2009. He is now taking classes at a local community college to start a new career in radiology. And now, I'll bring on board my partner in crime, Bill from the Navy, the losing team, who will tell us about our Navy recipient. Bill?
Thanks, Rob. Good morning, everyone. Go Navy, beat Army. That is the answer to the quiz. Well, our Navy recipient, my shipmate, is Petty Officer First Class Jamil Lewis. He has served honorably in the United States Navy since 2011. He's a cryptographic expert. He's a single father of 4 children that are here with us today, and they reside at Fort Meade, where he is currently serving our nation. The military community is not just who we serve, it's who we are, both Navy and Army. USAA has had the privilege of partnering with the NABC Recycled Rides program since 2019. Without NABC, Kenwood Auto Body and Collision Works, we would not be able to make this a reality. So let's put our hands together for the men and women who put these cars together for our recipients today. It's an incredible honor to be part of this great program. Now, I do have some logistics to share with you about upcoming events here in Baltimore over the next couple of days. I invite all of you to join us right here at Rendezvous Point. USAA will be hosting a 2-day Fan Fest tomorrow and Friday. It's going to be the must-stop destination for Army and Navy fans. There are Army fans, apparently. And the local community. It'll feature Army-Navy game-themed programs, interactive games, musical acts, fireworks, actual fireworks, and to get the fans in the city of Baltimore ready for the big game. The rock band Jimmy Eat World will be here tomorrow night at 7:30. It's a free concert. And then the country music star Brett Young will have the free concert on Friday night at 8:15 p.m. So tomorrow, Jimmy Eat World, 7:30. Friday, Brett Young, 8:15, right here. Now let me introduce to you another star of the show today, a person with great accolades, Heisman Trophy winner, 2012 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, and member of an Army family, Robert Griffin III. Robert? Nice job.
Yes, I am not the star of the show, though. You know, I'm very honored to partner with USAA on this Recycled Rides event, but the bottom line is football is such a blessing to all of us. It's brought us all here today. This game, this rivalry between Army and Navy is something that's truly special, but it also gives us an opportunity to recognize special people who give everything to really help us have the freedoms that we have. So being in a military family, both parents serving in the Army, you know, 21 years for my dad, 13 years for my mom. You know, you learn sacrifice, you learn what it takes to start what you finish, and to be a part of something bigger than yourself. So I'm excited to be a part of this event with you guys because you deserve it, you've earned it. We should always do everything that we can to take care of our military veterans, and that's something, the cause that I know that USAA is certainly is important to them, it's important to me. So I'm excited to be here for that. So now, let's go ahead and get to the coin toss. Let's see who's going to win the first matchup between Army and Navy. Who wants to give the ceremonial? Oh, he's letting you. Would you like to call heads or tails? What is it? Heads. He's calling heads. Did you hear what he said? I don't want any debates. Okay. This is heads. This is tails. Good. This is heads. This is tails. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. See what happened was. It is tails. All right. So you win the coin toss. Okay.
He's deferring to a second. Defer! Defer. He wants to call. Don't say kick. Defer.
You know, Navy won the toss, so that means we're gonna win the game.
You know how we do it. You know how we do it. Sorry, we don't do it back. All right, here we go.
Okay. All right, let's see your car. All right. All right. We're going to go ahead and get this vehicle revealed. All right, team, are you ready to pull it? We're good? Okay. Oh, collision works. There we go. I will. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You guys want to jump in?
Oh yeah, that is a sweet ride. This is the kind of reaction you want right there. Look at that. Oh, you like the car? They're ready to drive off. The dogs have the keys. The dogs have the keys. You gotta ask the dog. Yeah, they ask the dog. That's right. That might change the narrative. I'll go with sit on your lap. She might do.
You're not gonna do the keys.
Oh, not doing the keys just yet. We're gonna do the keys in just a few minutes. We're gonna find out. It's a mystery. We're gonna find out the second mystery. It's a mystery. Watch your feet, hands. All right.
We're gonna have you take photos?
Yes. What do you think, guys? Congratulations. Good job, huh? You guys proud of your dad? Yeah. Really cool. Really cool. Yeah, this is a sweet ride. Well deserved. What do you think? Is it comfy back there? Yeah. Oh boy. You want to come?
Let's come in. We'll do a couple more.
Let's see. You want to come see? You want to come see? Oh, we'll figure that out. It might be Elvis releasing back.
We've been waiting. It's all floating. It's floating now. We're like, oh. I'm like, oh, my car next. I want one. Can I get a car? I serve. Can I get a car? Door now.
Look at the team in place. Look at the team in place.
Good.
Yeah, we're gonna put
Good.
I'm just gonna do it.
Just grab and rip. Just grab and rip.
Okay, now on to the Army vehicle. Everybody want to help? 3, 2, 1. Woo! Get in. Taylor, welcome to come down.
What you think? What you think?
You want to jump in there with him, Robert?
He's like, this is my car.
So this is a pretty fun event.
Yes.
Some veterans, some pretty cool cars. You seem to enjoy doing this. Like, what is fun about being able to give back in this kind of way?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with USAA, I've been partners with USAA for the past 13 years. And the things that we've been able to do together, giving back to the military, is something that means a lot to me, being a military brat. And I feel like sometimes our military veterans get forgotten about. So, you know, when you look at the Army-Navy game and what it embodies and how much these two, organizations pour so much of themselves into this rivalry, you could hear it even in the introductions. Like, these guys, they want to win the game, but it's how they approach life that really makes it impactful. So to be able to give back to them, you got a father of 4 who's a single dad. You got a former, National Guard member who's been deployed into war times. Now they're trying they're continuing to serve or living a normal life, and this car is going to give them a chance to do that better. And I think that's what we should all be striving to do, is to give back to our military veterans for what they've given to us. So that's why it means so much to me, and it's why I'm always like, they call me, I'm there, because sometimes it's just about your time and giving your time back to the people who have given you the opportunity to have freedom. That's important to me.
all this rivalry is at the center of this big weekend coming up.
Oh, yeah.
It's very evident, though, they're all on one team.
Oh, yeah.
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, it's all in fun, right? So we want to win, of course, and when I say we, I'm talking about Army, of course. Both my parents, served in the Army, so I understand that rivalry, but when it comes to sports in general, what we realize is the world should be more like the sports world, in the sense of people from different backgrounds, different heights, different weights, different ethnicities can come together and have one common goal. So even outside of this game, when it comes to how do we protect this country the right way, it's one team, right? Team America, however you want to embody that. And they know that. But when it comes to in between them lines, hey man, it's Army versus Navy. And that's what it is, and that's what we love about it.
Bowie TV. How do you hope that this inspiration and this partnership with USAA will inspire others to support and to donate to service members?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, because sometimes we hear people say, hey, we got to take care of our vets. We gotta do a better job of giving them the resources that they need to kind of get back into a normal life, because there's nothing normal about serving our country and putting other people's families before your own. So, I'm hoping that, with what USAA is doing and what I'm able to do with my platform can bring more attention to that. So it's not just lip service. This is the 126th game between these two teams, and USA has been doing this for over 100 years of giving back to the military. So they're fully committed to it. I'm fully committed to it. And hopefully people will hear that message and understand that we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now. Like, you guys wouldn't be able to have these cameras and these mics and we're having these conversations if it wasn't for our military giving us that freedom to where we know we can walk down the street and have a conversation and not feel like we're in a war zone. So hopefully people hear that message and they'll continue to give back what they can to help our military veterans.
So Rob, you've been a part of both the Washington and the Baltimore organizations. Looking at how each team's current season has unfolded thus far, what do you think explains why each team's season has gone in such a different direction?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, both seasons have not been great. They've been doo-doo, poo queso, whatever you want to call it. It hasn't been what either team expected, specifically for the Commanders coming off of the NFC Championship game. To now being in a situation where their season is essentially over. Their quarterback and Jaden Daniels, JD5, has had numerous injuries to the point where I don't think he should play anymore this season. I thought he shouldn't have played after he dislocated his elbow, and I think they should protect him from himself. I know he wants to play. Trust me, every player wants to play. I've been there. And I think at this point they need to protect the player from themselves and protect their future. They've just been bit by the injury bug. Zach Ertz being out now is also very, devastating. You don't know if he's going to ever play again, and they just have to gear up for next year. For the Ravens, on the other hand, they're 6-7, still in the thick of it in their division. So even though it hasn't gone the way that they want it to go, and Lamar Jackson hasn't played to the MVP level that we're used to seeing him play at, they can still turn it around because they're still right there. They're within a couple games with 4 games left in the season. They're healthier than they have been all year. They just have to get their rhythm back. I don't think any team in the NFL wants the Ravens to make the playoffs, because although there's the conversations about Lamar and how he plays in the playoffs, you don't want to have to deal with that monster. And if they get going here over the last few games, they could sneak into the playoffs and be a team that nobody wants to play.
When you talk about your own injuries and you see Jaden Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, similar to your story and, the advice that you have, I agree, shouldn't play no more the rest of the season, let his body